Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto nerds of all ages, guess what? You're a day late and algo short because this is yesterday's Algorand news. I'm, of course, at Real Monty Allen, and I am your crypto nerd. So, guess what? I would like some recognition because every morning I get these messages down to like darn near zero. I got one on here right now, but man, it's really tough to get those all the way wiped out. All right, anyway. First up, Envision Virgin Racing. Thank you, Algo Batman. He's looking very festive today, right? He's Algo Boo Man today. But we've got some news here. So we're delighted to announce a new multi-year partnership with the Algo Foundation. If we open it up here, we get a little PR type press release kind of a deal. Look, we got Virgin Racing up here. We got Envision. We got some good name recognition in there. Envision Virgin Racing have today announced a new multi-year partnership that will see Algorand Foundation becoming the team's platinum partner. So this is not just a fly-by-night sponsorship. So number one, this is a multi-year deal. So we're in this for the long run, and we're the platinum partner, meaning we'll get featured more often than some of the other sponsors, which I think is really a cool thing. This expands our reach, our name recognition, and as this grows, it just makes it easier for everybody who is trying to piggyback off of that ecosystem. If you've got an ASA or a project or something else that you want to build, I got to tell you, like, now is the right time because there's still a significant amount of the population that doesn't know what Algorand is, despite Scaramucci being on CNBC coughing and Algorand talking about it. And, you know, it's that sweet spot where we have enough attention, the utilization is great, you got a lot of support, we got people flocking here to, like, supply cash flow capital for projects, and but not everybody knows about it yet. So, in my opinion, it is the sweet spot, so go check it out. All right. We got ALGO Wrapped Algo. So the Staker DAO is making moves. This isn't actually technically yesterday's news. I think this has kind of happened over the last, little bit here. But I thought it was interesting, and I haven't mentioned it before for whatever reason. I had mixed thoughts and mixed feelings about the fact that you could take your Algorand and wrap it and move it to the Ethereum blockchain. And so I wasn't really like 100% sure, like, would I ever use this? I personally won't. But I do like this increased yield. So you could receive staking rewards while utilizing your wrapped algo to further increase yield. Potential partnerships, lending on Compound, Hummingbot. So we've got some other options here. And so I hadn't thought about that before. You could use this almost like you would leverage in a couple of different cases. So you can wrap your algo, and your algo will be earning staking rewards, and then you have the wrapped algo available to you, and you can still have it on the Algorand address. So it's still cheap, it's still inexpensive to transfer around, and that's interesting to me. That you may be able to have your cake and eat it too. I haven't really fully fleshed that out yet, but I think it's an interesting idea. So, and it's definitely algo news. So I want to get it out there and make sure that you're aware of it. And you know what? Like, the other chains have done this, so it's definitely a tried and true option that people are looking for. So if that's you, go get it. Go check it out. Let me know what the purposes are. I don't have enough messages over here. Shoot me a DM. Let me know what's going on. All right, ARC. So the Asia Reserve Currency Coin. So how much do you really know about this? We've got a fairly long, list here of, we're going to jump ahead. Actually, let's jump back. So first up, we've got Sinjin. So Sinjin is here. He's head of the IBMR. We're going to talk about that for just a second. He's a great person to follow, and he puts up thoughtful tweets. He retweets a bunch of stuff. He's bought into the Algorand and the YLDY community. But if you go check out this website, Solving Global Inequality. So the International Blockchain Monetary Reserves mission is to break the cycle of poverty. Now, if you're just hearing about this because there's a YLDY pool, maybe you didn't realize what was behind the ARC token and what it was. So we've got 66% growth as a region in Southeast Asia, and living standards have degraded. You got the urban working poor is half of the population. There's corruption, there's infrastructure issues, there's an exploitative economy, people taking advantage of cheap labor and keeping those people, tied up in that situation. And so here comes the Asia Reserve Currency Coin. It's got all of these cool features here, right? Inclusive, distributed, it's easy to access. All of those things are really interesting. What you really need to see is what's backing this. So when you say that it's a reserve, okay, well, what's backing this? And it's not an ETF, but he's got assets backing this. So it's almost like he's using leverage to put out the ARC coin. And so he's got underlying asset allocation. And so when you invest in the ARC, it's really kind of like a basket almost. I don't know how better way to put it. It's not quite an ETF, not a basket. I don't know what the correct terminology is there, but it is backed by all of these additional assets. And to me, that's really interesting. And a lot of institutional folks are probably going to get in on this. Not so much the retailers. I don't think the retailers have gotten in on this to this point yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did in the very near future. He went on a lengthy post yesterday talking about his interaction with YLDY, how impressed he was, and more importantly, how much he's holding, what the vision is long term. And I think all of that is really he peeled back the curtain. Number one, he's been talking to this group since February of 2021. So this wasn't a fly-by-night, overnight thing that happened, over a couple of weekends. So we're talking about, 8 months later after he was introduced to the YLDY team, something like this happens where now he has a pool that is available there. Now, they have exchanged, pools or tokens, that sort of thing. So now he is holding somewhere to the tune of 400,000 US. Oh no, that's their US dollars worth of ARC is in the pool, and they have 60 million YLDY as part of their reserve, essentially, I guess. So they are holding 60 million YLDY with diamond hands, folks. So they've sold 0 YLDY as part of our ARC reserve, and they have 60 million. Think about that. That that little whale picture that's going around? The whale picture for YLDY is 6 million. 6 million. So ARC themselves, Envision is controlling 60. And that's 60 that's just tied up. They're not really doing anything with it. So I think that it's interesting to see that they are bought in enough to put their money where their mouth is, to be part of this pool. What it takes to get to be in that pool is a significant amount. And it's impressive that he thought of this group so highly that he was like, yep, we're all in. We're going to go ahead and invest real fiat to get this off the ground, to get the pool started, to exchange and make it happen. And Envision, he runs a very legitimate business. And before he got involved with YLDY, they already had a lot going on. I think that they didn't need YLDY, but it's a good project. They want to get involved, and it was mutually beneficial. So go take a look at this. I will post the link here for you so you can see the full description of how the evolution came about after their first conversation. He goes into some details about their backgrounds and what kind of due diligence they did before they said yes to this. So speaking of YLDY, let's see what's going on. So Smile for Smile yesterday was at 160. Let's hit the refresh here and see what's going on. Smile for Smiles at 126. YLDY to ARC is now at 67, something along those lines. That TVL is 122 million YLDY right now. That's pretty strong. That number has increased significantly faster than some of the other projects that we have seen. And that's good to see. What do we got? Opulus down here is doing pretty well. Okay, so if you want to yield farm, this is your location to do it. Look at all of these APYs. They are all above, well, shoot, even the YLDY to Smile is darn near 30%. This is just an amazing time to be in this Algorand community and part of the ASA Alliance the YLDY team is putting together. I'm a big fan. Big fan All right, that's all I got today. Crypto Nerd out. Stay tuned. We'll have some more news for you tomorrow.